I'm going to share my screen.
Yes, you totally can. Let me make sure that you have rights to do so.
It should let me in now. I got a new Mac a couple weeks ago, so the security preferences should be a little more kosher.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Uh,
All right, that looks awesome.
Sweet. Okay. Test. Audio is okay.
Audio's good, man. Let's rip it.
All right, let's rip it. Let me see if I can dog on dot loop a little bit for the next just few minutes. So my name's Logan Rabe. My background is I've worked in tech for about 10 years. I've spent 7 years of that in Silicon Valley, 2 years of that in Utah. My wife got a little tired of the snow, so we're now down here in Arizona, where it's about 118 degrees. So I am definitely regretting that decision. Yeah, at least right now. But it was interesting because about 3 years ago, my business partner, David Coronado, was putting an offer on a house in Marmalade. And his realtor, who he absolutely loves, forgot his laptop. And this was right during COVID when the market was going ballistic. And it was interesting because my buddy said, well, we need to get this offer in. Is there any way that you can do it on your phone? And he's like, well, I'm sorry. I think he actually had dot loop too. And said, well, it's really tough because you have to pinch and zoom to try to do it on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I can get it in a few hours. So the light bulb really went off for us. We realized that realtors really for the last 14 years have not had any great technology come along that one is an app, and then two is AI to do all of the compliance and all of the document management, and to be able to take tasks off your guys' plate and to do it more efficiently. So with that, I will show you what we've created, and you guys can just let me know your sincere thoughts.
Yeah, I love that. Real quick, before we get into that, how many of us have tried to do dot loop on our phone? I'm just curious, like who's done it and found it to be annoying.
Oh yeah, it was difficult, and I handed it over to you and let you do it.
Nice.
I just recently did this last one over the phone because I was out of town, and I did half in the hotel and half on my phone.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is gonna be awesome, so I'm excited about this. Go ahead, Logan.
Zach was just razzing me because he just tried one out at the reservoir. He was like, I finally figured out a way to get it done. He goes, it was tough, but
Yeah.
So I'll pretend that I'm doing an offer with you guys, right? So okay. I'll come here, I'll hit the green button, and a list of all of your clients will pop up. So you'll have thousands here, right? So you come here, you hit Logan Rabe, and the first thing you'll notice is our agreement with the UAR. So we have every document you can imagine that comes from the UAR.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, our code that's underneath all of our documents, which we are the only real estate tech company that's ever done that. We're always keeping that fresh for you. So we check that every 2 hours.
Wow.
So change from the UAR, you will be notified of that right away. That way, if you do a contract, you don't have to go back and redo it.
Yeah.
I'll come here, I'll hit just Rep C blank addendum to keep things simple. I'll hit next. The next thing you'll notice is you can come in here and you can type in any MLS number you want. Pretty soon, too, you're going to be able to actually search by address where you don't even need to go to the MLS at all.
Oh, nice.
So come here, right? I'll hit this listing that's in Salt Lake City, 800,000. And what's going to happen is we're going to pull all the information directly in from the MLS listing, and we're going to auto-populate the contract for you as much as possible.
Nice.
So come here, right? You'll even notice that we go to the county and we pull the tax ID information for you. So the big thing you're going to notice here, instead of having to pinch and zoom on your phone and to try to do it in a hotel room or at a reservoir or wherever you are, is come here line by line and just pop everything in.
Oh, that's so good.
1.2, I'll include washer, dryer, refrigerator, microwave oven. I can type anything I want to in here as well. I'll come down here to the purchase price. I'll pop in 800,000. You'll also notice that we always give you a little 30-second synopsis of the contract in
Mhm.
case something that's a little abstract in a deal you're doing, like a land deal or a lease or a trust deal or a deal you normally wouldn't do, and you're not as accustomed to the contract. We
Mhm.
always do that in there. So now I can just come here, right, and I'm just hitting bubbles. So sale of the buyer's property, I'll just put is contingent. Special assessments, I'll say it'll be paid for by the buyer. HOA costs, I'll say it'll be paid for by the buyer. We input all the seller's information in here for you as well.
Mhm.
That's all straight from the MLS. If you have an account with us, we always input your information in here as well. So all your buying information, brokerage license number, so Fitness Realty will always pop up there.
Nice.
And I don't need to fill out the whole thing because you guys have obviously done, thousands of these, but I'll
Mhm.
pop addendum number 1. But again, right, I'm grabbing everything here in a much more simple way than you would normally. I'll come
Oh,
here to the
It's
dates.
lightning fast.
Yeah, seller disclosure, 28, due diligence. I'll come here to the 4th. Also, I want to let you know here in a few months, we're going to have it to where all these dates coincide with bank holidays for you.
Nice.
Yeah,
It'll help us so much because sometimes it's like, oh, you try to close on Monday. Whoop.
yeah. You don't realize that it's like Pioneer Day or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially in Utah, that's big.
That's July 24th.
Yeah.
So come up here, financing appraisal, right? I'll come over here to the 11th. Also, too, I can always type anything I want in here too. So if I wanted to come to section 24 and just say to be determined or whatever I want to write, I can write that in there as well.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll hit offer deadline. I'll put it in for this Friday and I'll put it in for, let's say 7:45 p.m. I'll hit okay. I'll hit next. And then what's going to happen is instead of you having to double input or triple input on the next document,
Mhm.
we'll pull all the information over for you into the next document.
Oh, nice.
In any document you do, we do that with every one of your guys' documents.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So I'll come here, I'll hit addendum 1. This is an addendum, not a counter. You can do counters on our app as well. And you notice here, right, the acceptance deadline got pulled down to the very minute for you, which is what on the first document. We have custom clauses in here, and then any documents too that are unique to your guys' brokerage. We can put those in there.
Nice.
Next, confirm your order. Is this the order you want to go to your client?
Mhm.
Hit preview. And now everything that you just filled out is now in the contract.
Wow.
It's all in there. And we put all the signature fields in here, for you as well. And then shortly here in the next few months, if you notice here where it says Logan Rabe email,
Mhm.
you'll be able to CC up to 16 people on there
Oh, wow.
to go out at any time. We're going to have that coming out in the next few months. Then I just go, hey, Logan, it's TJ. Please sign. And your client doesn't need our app. They don't need our desktop. Because it's on the desktop as well. They just get a link. They can sign it. And then you get a copy straight back here to the phone in a folder. And then you can send that out to the listing agent, title. Again, you can CC up to 16 people on there. And they can all get the document.
Oh, that's awesome. When
Yep.
it's sent out to, let's say, title after the fact, is it just in PDF form or do they have to download it?
So ask me that question one more time.
So let's say we sign and we get it all put together and then I want to just CC it to a title person. Does that go out to them as a PDF file or is it something they got to download?
No, it just goes directly out to as a PDF.
Okay, cool.
Yep, exactly. You don't have to download anything.
Nice.
Yep. So that is the first part that I will show you that we built. And then I will show you the last part here. Let me just share my screen.
Okay. Can you show us real quick what that looks like? What we just went over, just super fast, but on your computer, just so I can see the desktop UI.
Yeah, I don't have that here on the demo, but the exact same thing you just saw is literally verbatim on the
Oh,
desktop. Literally verbatim.
okay, so
So
super
also,
easy to use, and
a contract on your phone, and then let's say you parked your car, you got in your house, and you wanted to get on your computer and finish it.
Mhm.
We also have caching. So at any point that it's like if you have like an Evernote document or a Google Doc,
Mhm.
it just takes over right where you were.
Oh, cool.
as
Okay,
well.
that's nice.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me just share my screen here. Okay.
So Logan, I have a question.
Yep.
So you showed us, making an offer. What about receiving an offer, and being on your phone and out of town and responding to that offer? What does it look like coming from them, from another agent on that viewpoint? And then how do we respond? And what does that interface look like for us to fill out?
That is a great question. So obviously there's a couple angles there when it's an incoming offer. So one of the things that we're getting ready to do, let me just share my screen here. I don't know why it's TJ. I might need to send you this link. I might have to have you share it.
Okay.
Autumn, you asked that question, right?
I did, yes.
Okay. So one of the things we're developing right now is, because I know that Utah is one of the hottest real estate markets in the country. Obviously we have a ton of internal growth because of, really big families in the area, and then a lot of people are moving here. One of the big requests we're getting right now is to be able to have all incoming offers that are coming, be able to organize that for you based on the offer, and to be able to have a really nice window. And so we're developing this right now, a really beautiful window where you can see all of your offers based on price from highest to lowest. And then you can literally, pluck and pull the offers that you want to look at and not look at from an incoming perspective. So that's something that we're building out right now and will be ready in the next few months. I don't know if that helps you from an incoming perspective.
Slightly. I think, but what does that interface look like when we're responding to the offers and we're making counter offers? And then when we're sharing those
Sure.
offers with our clients, what does that look like?
Yeah, so we took, this took probably about 1.5 years where we built what's called a scraper. So any incoming PDF, let's just use an incoming offer, you can actually go in and then you can actually take a look at it. And then if you want to make an edit to it or sign it or what have you, you can do that right on the phone and then right on the desktop. I can't show that to you right now, but it's something that's being developed as we speak, and it'll be ready in the next few months. And when that is ready, or even before it's ready, I can happily show that to you, Autumn.
Okay.
Yeah. Something that I think to just kind of help everybody understand is that we're looking at the platform as something that we're going to try to get into and then push what we need of a platform, and then be running it like full force come 2024 or whenever it actually like kicks off. A lot of it's like, if we're all there, we'll kind of be in trial mode with everybody. I got that link, so I'll share that real quick.
Okay. And that's just to echo what TJ said. So we have the app built, and now what we're doing is we're integrating now the whole .loop replacement. So I'll show that to you here in just a second. But like, for example, what Autumn just said, so that you can come in and you can look at an incoming offer, or if you want to edit an incoming offer, or sign that, right? That's the part that we're developing now as we speak. So if you want to hit close, just right there, TJ, if you want to just hit close. This is what your central view will look like with all of your deals in one place. And the big difference that you're going to see between us and .loop, one, we're not harvesting your data. That's a huge thing. And obviously that's going to play into effect, because I know that TJ has a 10-year goal for the whole team, which is to hit $100 million. In Loop right now, the way that they're harvesting your data is after you do a transaction, they take that data and they resell that to another broker and to another realtor. And so your repeat business in the future might actually go to another realtor. So that's just something to keep mindful of in terms of the harvesting of data. So if you come here, right, your status will say, you know, pending or under contract or active. So if you come in here, right, if you hit transaction, TJ.
Yep.
One of the big things we've done is we have, for the first time, put code underneath all of the documents. And when you put code underneath all of the documents, is there an echo?
I'm not sure. It might be Jake's phone potentially.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
Oh, you're
fine.
totally good.
Make sure it wasn't my phone. So what we've done is any document that one of the realtors is working on, like if Autumn's working on something or if Jake's working on something, all of those documents, anytime you put the address on the document, our AI can read it. And we can automatically do the document management for you. So we can just upload it straight into 12 Avenue for TJ so that TJ can always see what is going on with every document and no longer has to call you and ask you to upload, you know, the Rep C or the wire fraud disclosure, any of that. That is all automatically uploaded for the team.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The other aspect is if you click compliance.
Oh,
So
there we
click
go.
exclusive right to sell.
Let's see. Oh, okay.
Yep. What we've done since we have code underneath all of the documents is we have gotten rid of all of the errors. So one of the things, right, I know I'm forgetful, you know, at times when I'm even just doing, you know, a simple DocuSign piece. TJ can come in here and click required in any one of the fields, or you can even do it for yourself. That way you don't miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you can click, you know, any one of these, right, or add or write anything that you wanted to in here as well. And, you know, if you want to write like Inc. at the top under brokerage, I know that sometimes brokerages want Inc. after their brokerage name, but essentially 60% of the documents that are submitted to a broker from a realtor have errors in them. We've gotten rid of those because we can go into every field now and we can read it with our AI and we can know if there's an error, if there's not an error. We can just scan it. So from a compliance perspective, we've automated that for you as a realtor, and then we've automated that for TJ.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yay.
And then, so the last part I'll show you that we've done is if you hit contacts, we have built a very simple, lightweight CRM. So our CRM, this is just based on feedback for the last few years, has been that most CRMs are overkill. And it's like trying to run, you know, an Apollo 11 spacecraft, just a lot of buttons on it.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've done is we've made it to where now our AI can read any one of your documents that you start with your customer, and then we can automatically put it straight into the CRM for you to where you no longer have to manually put in the customer's information anymore. And then what we do is we have 3 options for your clients. This way you don't miss out on any deals with your database. So we can assign them a drip campaign, we can assign a follow-up reminder, or we can do a text message. So we found that every realtor is leaving at least 1 deal on the table per year because they don't nurture their database. And then 90% of realtors, after they close with a client, no longer have a touch point with that client again.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, when you're talking about a really large goal of $100 million in the next 10 years, you want to be nurturing your full database.
Yeah, I actually feel like those are probably pretty conservative on the just war front, because I 100% agree that after people close, it's really hard to stay in contact, for one, and then number 2, I'm sure people are just leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah. just because the staying top of mind, I mean, that's our complete job. I mean, if we're not staying top of mind, then they go somewhere else, you know, and this I think could really help us do that. We have some CRMs that I really love, but I think that just for client base and for our team to have something that's integrated, that's not .loop, that's, you know, not Top Producer or Lion Desk or anything like that, that's easy to use, I think would be really beneficial because you're already going to be in .loop doing documents. And then the fact is that if you're there looking at an offer or something, you can like get your contacts going too, you know, and so I think that's pretty huge.
Exactly. Yeah. And, you know, it's interesting. We had never even intended to build a CRM, and we heard a story about a realtor that was doing an offer with a client, and they unfortunately didn't follow up with that client. And 6 months later, that client met another realtor in a coffee shop,
Mm-hmm.
and that realtor got their business.
Yep, that's how it goes.
And I just said, "Does this happen a lot?" And they said, "Way more than you would imagine."
Yeah, I mean the NAR did some studies that were like most people can't name one realtor, you know, and people in the business, obviously we can name, you know, maybe a handful or one or two, but if people can name one, they can't name a second one.
Yeah.
You know, it gets statistically smaller, but even if a lot of them can't name one realtor. And then I've heard another statistic from NAR that was about somebody that had just closed that now they couldn't remember their agent's name.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know?
Yeah, and sad. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like two ways with that. One, I love that other agents can suck at that because we can get better and get into the business.
That's true. Yes.
So there's a lot of room for opportunity. And number two, I think that this could really be one of those things that helps some of our team, right? Because some of our team really loves a different CRM or they love their spreadsheet. But I think that having options for our team would be beneficial.
Definitely. Yeah, none of this is obviously, you know, forced by any means.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is something too that's like ever breathing. So if, you know, one of the nice things, if you guys were part of our beta as we finish this, you know, like Autumn's feedback, right, that came up around, well, what about when I receive an offer?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can discuss that internally and most likely put that feature in, right, you know, for your guys' team.
Yeah, I love that.
Tweak you want with the CRM or a tweak with compliance or document management, or Jake says, hey, what about this with the app? We can add that in there, you know, because it's like having developers, right? It's like your friends.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
So Logan, just speaking off of that, it would be really awesome if I could attach an expense report to each house, you know, for mileage and expenses on each listing underneath, you know, a layer of that. Does that make sense?
I haven't thought about that. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
So for tax purposes, we're supposed to track our expenses and our mileages and, you know, just everything that we put into the home, pictures, and if we do staging. If I had my own personal space, my own personal sheet where I could just track everything in one space instead of having another app or another spreadsheet, that would be ideal.
I mean, that does not sound complicated to build at all. I can bring our 2 engineers on, you know, if you guys end up doing the beta program with us, and we can discuss that more and flush that out. That's really interesting. That's something I haven't heard before. But yeah, I mean, if it saves you from being able to use another app, let's absolutely consider it and see what we can do.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
pretty dope. Yeah, and that's something that I really enjoy is that ideas like that are really powerful, that could really benefit our team, we could do, you know, and I love that. Real quick, while we have everybody here still, I want to respect everybody's time. If you want to stay, you can. I know it's after 9 o'clock, and so I know we're going to wrap up here shortly, but I just wanted to say thanks to anybody that needed to take off or bounce while Logan wraps up for us. And if not, that's okay too. Everybody can hang out. Yeah. So any questions from anybody else? I know I've kind of dictated already what I think our plan would be, is to join the beta and really kind of bounce ideas off of Logan, talk about how to integrate with the system, checking it out, but also having our backup system in case like everything hits the fan and we can't figure it out for whatever reason. But in the future, I honestly think that this could be a big contender for us and our team to be faster than everyone else. And so I want to start, look at it more intensely over the next few months.
Jake, I'm curious what I was seeing you nod your head a little bit and kind of think over there. Jake, I'm curious what you think of this.
I could see the direction you're going, trying to make it more streamlined. Being new to this industry, I feel like, keeping track and of like the taxes, you say, like taking miles and all that, that's super important for all realtors because they have to do that regardless. So if you're trying to get like one app to do it all, I think that would be the right path to get miles and stuff and all the other stuff that you write off integrated into it. Everything else looks pretty streamlined though.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the next things that we're working on, and we're actually trying to have this ready to test in September, is TJ, all of your splits can be done via mobile and your cap management can be done via mobile.
Ooh, nice.
And at the beginning of next year, we will start working on the accounting portion as well. So you will be able to do your accounting for, and then realtors can do the same thing as well. So like what Autumn was talking about, obviously the expense part, I think we could add in much sooner, but just anything related to numbers.
Yeah.
You could be able to do that quickly on your phone. And again, right, the idea is to be able to have everything that you need as a realtor and a broker right there at your fingertips.
Yeah. I love that. Offline, I want to go over what our commission structure looks like because we have probably one of the most unique structures that's out there.
Sure.
And it would be awesome to have it so that everyone on our team can like see where everybody's at and who's grinding and like, where the recognition really rides. Because I have everybody kind of into different tiers and platforms. But in the past, we haven't done really well at congratulating and really making that a celebratory thing. In the future, I really want it to become that. And I want it to be one of those aspects where everyone else on the team can also see it. So as soon as somebody moves up to like the 90-10 split, that's a pretty big earmark, because now you're making you're making way more money than you would have been at a different split and at a different company for that fact.
Right.
It'd be kind of fun for everyone else to be able to see that, and to really kind of congratulate that person.
Definitely. Yeah. We could take essentially the transparency that you have with being able to see everybody's. And if there's some things that you want your realtors to see, we could absolutely do that. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I really want to say thanks for being here. Obviously, I love that you spend time with us. And I think that being on the cutting edge with AI and everything, that's the way that only the brokerage firms that are going to stay in for the next 5 to 10, 15 years are going to be here. And so I want to be on the cutting edge of that. And Loop has obviously served us well, but if there's newer, faster, better, we're the company that kind of takes that on anyways. Like we're the company that talks about the new, faster, better anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of stoked about that.
Definitely.
Yeah. Any other questions from anybody else? I'm going to stop the screen share part real fast so I can see everybody's faces and stuff. Any other like follow-ups or reattacks?
Thank you all, by the way, for staying late and listening. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I got one more slide for everybody. I always throw this up real quick for the last reattacks. I always want to make sure everybody has my correct cell phone number. make sure you have that programmed in. I do have the text line that is like the business side. Sometimes I send out mass texts from that so everybody can have the information. I've kind of steered away from that now and just used our chat channel. But if you don't have my current cell phone, like as the number one programmed number for me, there it is up on the screen, the 891-5305 number. Just make sure it's good. So any last thoughts? Other than I want to just say thanks everyone for being here. Oh, what's up? Oh, when did you get a goat? Oh my gosh. Autumn's like raising a farm, actually. Oh, you're muted.
We can't hear you, Autumn.
Autumn, you're muted.
Oh, I just said I had goats and business and everything in my screen tonight, so I had to keep my video off tonight. Sorry.
That's awesome. You know what I'm waiting for is for you to buy one of those cows that we can comb the hair of.
Oh, I had pigs. I bought pigs.
Did you really?
I bought pigs.
That is nuts. I mean, if my wife ever bought pigs, I'd be like, what the? Well, thanks everybody for coming. You guys are amazing. I really just, the support you guys give is amazing. I guess Paul, real quick, I'll snag your info if you can just send it over on a chat message, and I'll send you a gift. But yeah, thanks everyone. I'm gonna close the recording, and then thank you for being here.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.